the Nepali point of view, from Phuping's point of view, what does it mean when, what's the meaning when 108 Lives goes to visit with all these volunteers and everything we do? So sure, we do some things, maybe we do some painting, we play with children, we do something like this, but the meaning is deeper for the connection between New York and Phuping. So I want to show some pictures first, and then we can talk about this. Who doesn't know why we're talking about 108 lives? Like, who's here going, what the hell are we doing here? So for the next half hour, we're doing a quick presentation about an active project. At the Three Jewels, we study deep Buddhist philosophies, much deeper than you would at a meditation class or something like that. We've condensed the Geshe degree, which is a doctorate of philosophy that you do over 20 years, over a 5-year period. And we're doing those courses here every single week. And it's heady, and then you need to put it into practice for it to have any kind of meaning. So a project that's come out of that is this 108 Lives, a project that looks at practicing the philosophies we study at the Three Jewels, in particular the act of giving and all the philosophical implications it has to do with putting yourself aside and taking care of another person or other people. And so you see what your mind and your heart is doing as you practice this thing called unconditional giving. And then you observe what your mind is doing, you observe the results of it, and this creates great virtue and also gives you good practice to play with these ideas and transform your life. So 108 Lives has been going to Nepal for 8 years now, and we chose Nepal because it's so far away and so removed from New York that if you can do something good over there, then obviously you can do something good anywhere between here and there, like all the way to England or Germany or even right here at home. So from the very beginning, where we met 108 homeless people on the street and started practicing this unconditional giving and see what relationships arose, this thing grew into hundreds and hundreds of kids and adults and small communities that we interact with every year when we visit. We fundraise in New York and with friends and family, and then whatever we have, we share it over there. Here's some pictures. Any questions about that? We're going to talk a little bit about that today, and there's some people in the room that have gone to these trips, and they can talk about what the meaning of this is for them. So here's a little video that just puts together a summary of some fun things. That's that girl over there. These are the kids in Phuping. You get 2 covers like this. That's just something, a little snippet from all the visits that we've had over there. Here's a couple of ways that we connect with 108 Lives in terms of putting into practice what we study. You can donate some money, that's always nice, but it doesn't really connect your heart other than your concentrated effort, and we promise we'll do really good things with 100% of your donations. We have a raffle going every year that sends one person to Nepal thanks to all the raffles that get sold. So a person that might not be able to afford to come but wants to come to Nepal can buy a raffle for $20. And every year now we've taken a winner of the 108 Lives raffle ticket, and it's been a magnificent experience for each one of them.
This trip is sponsored, so actually all of the money from the raffle ticket is a donation, so you might as well donate and get a chance to win a trip.
Thank you, that's Rachel. And then you can buy a quilt. I'll show you a little bit more about the quilts. They're handmade by homeless women in Kathmandu, and each quilt sold puts a kid in school for a year. And so you can help directly contribute to the education of some kids. Or you can volunteer, meaning pack your bags for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 week, 4 months, 6 months, come to Nepal and have a life-changing experience with the people over there. And who's been to Nepal here already? Let's have a look. Yeah, see how changed they are. Look how different they look. The first place I want to talk about is Philippines. Tell me a little bit about Philippines. This is your birth village.
Yeah. So may I use my broken English? My English not good. I hope Hector knew. So just Hector introduce about my birthplace. Philippines was my birthplace. 1976. I born in Nepal, as a remote village in Philippines. So 1989, I became a monk in South India. I left my village 5 years. Then after 5 years, I visit my own village. So 2012, I finished my PhD degree about Buddhism. Then 2011, I visited in first time in New York. I met Hector. Then here's a few friends here. Yeah. Sarah is my teacher, English teacher. She's wonderful.
Great job.
Yeah, lady. Yeah. Yeah. Also here's a few friends. However, it's Philippines is very remote village. People was very good. I know every people they spend the time to farm, right?
Farming, yeah.
Farming. Yeah. Then 2003, that time I was representative, a chanting master. I fortunate I got visit to Holiness, my personal visit to Holiness. Then Holiness asked me, where you born, where is it, what is the future plan? Then I told him what I told. I forgot. That I get so confused the first time.
When you meet him, yeah.
Yeah. 2003, I met first time. I met so many times, but the personal visited 2012, 2003. Then Holiness told me, when you finished your degree, or I mean your class, then you have to help your own village. It is very important to my village is between Nepal or Tibet. That's why Holiness always mention it is very important to your village. Then I accept. I can do my best. Please bless me. And Holiness is okay. You can do it. Then 2011, then I visit also Holiness before when I got visa. Then that's all visa invitation later sent me from 3 Jewels. Right?
Yeah, we sent him a letter inviting him to come and teach here, which helped him get a visa to come.
Yeah. Then I went immigration to Nepal. Then immigration asked me only 4 questions. That's it. Yeah. Where you born? Then why you want to go in New York? Then how many of you study in India? Then when you come back? That's it. 4 questions. Then I told them, I answered. Then okay, I can give it visa. Then 2011 I came first time here. Then I met Hector. He's beautiful, wonderful, great heart. Buddhist the mind. I'm always recognized. I'm always rejoicing his job, the working, help person, not wonderful being in around the world. Yeah, especially Nepal. So then 2012, right? 2012 I request Hector guys. That time we visit, I think that 15 people, or I think maybe 15 people is a visit to my village. It's the first time. It's the history. Before never visiting Western people in my village. It was the first time. Then Hector and the people get enjoy
Lots of dancing.
Yeah, dancing.
And they make illegal alcohol.
Make it not illegal, legal, but it is. It was organic. Yeah, organic.
Organic.
And people get enjoy with Hector guys.
Philip, Big Philip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Philip.
He
It's not one.
he
Not
likes
real.
organic a lot.
Yeah. So then, since that time started, Hector mentioned, "Oh, I'm going to something in village." Then he always every year going to visit my village and meeting people, then dancing, cooking, like that. Then also this year, last year to get a problem in Nepal earthquake, then destroyed our school and go as a temple. Then he took a responsibility making a school. Right now it's going to
I'll show you some pictures.
like that.
So the village before looked like that. This is when we came before the earthquake, and that's one of the school buildings. After the earthquake, the roof was standing, but all the walls and the rest of the village was gone. The Gompa, which is sorry, that was slow. The Gompa, which is the temple, the Buddhist temple. Sorry, it's slow. I don't know what's happening. Is at 45-degree angles, and it's like breaking apart. You can't use it.
Yeah.
It's 600 years old.
Yeah, it's a very old Gompa. Yeah.
And it was an important place for people fleeing Tibet, coming through Nepal, through this region. Many people came through this region.
Yes.
So together, this group here started raising funds to help them. We never knew that we were going to have to figure out how to help rebuild. Yeah, we were helping easily, like buy school books, go buy a computer, play with kids. Like it was easy volunteering, and then the earthquake happened, and then that wasn't easy. We never had to rebuild something. We never had to do emergency relief, send doctors, and all the things that we did together. And now we're halfway through. One of the things we did is we connected with a company called Good Earth Nepal, who are building earthquake-proof earth bag technology homes. And we've employed them to teach the villagers how to use this technology to rebuild their houses. So that's been done. And they began rebuilding the school buildings. We didn't have enough money to rebuild all 3 school buildings, so we're starting with 1. We think we got enough funding for 2. And this is currently happening in Phoping. This is some of the volunteers that are, this is just a couple of weeks old. Some of the friends from Phoping are there. And this is what the building will look like at the end. It's a brand new solid school. Doesn't matter how much earthquaking is going to happen, that's not falling over. And the way to get there is if you buy a raffle ticket and all come and hang out, because by the time we're going in October, between the 14th of October and November 2nd. There's tons of things to do now that we have a building. We're trying to get a building up there before the rainy season, so kids can be under cover at least, and then we're going to get desks and all these other things, right? I don't know why this is on auto mode, but it's on auto mode, okay. Other things that we're doing in Nepal is we're connecting with these Indian kids and their mothers to make quilts, and that's in Kathmandu. And then we're also helping with this. That's right, this is that awkward video. Right? We did 21 seconds of just staring to the camera. Think that we're taking a photograph, and they're like, oh, okay. That's right, that's the awkward moment. Yeah, we've done quite a few of those, and there's a nice compilation of awkward staring into the camera. Yeah. And then this is another place called Samasansar. And then this is another place called Rokpa. All of these places we connect to. And then, like I said, 1 quilt, 1 child, 1 year in school, $170. And we got a ton in here we can show you. The main thing that I'd like to now invite some of the people that have gone there, so you can hear from people, Western people who, like us, share a beautiful luxury life in New York City. We think we have our problems, but we really have our luxury problems. Then you get out of here for a second, you forget yourself for a second, and you lose yourself in another country, relating to people that have a completely different point of view or completely different set of problems. They're all human problems. But something happens to you when you disconnect from your identity here and your triggers here and just forget yourself and take care of another person. This beautiful thing happens. You discombobulate, you get disarmed. But whilst you're doing it, you're in beautiful location, you're doing silly dances, yeah, you eat lots of food, like we eat a lot of good food, and then you get to see some really magnificent locations like this place called Pashupatinath, yeah.
Pashupatinath, yeah.
Yeah, which is a Hindu place.
Yeah, it
in
is
Kathmandu.
great pilgrimage Hindu.
Yeah. And then you get to see what we're studying in this class, which is Tibetan monks debating every afternoon for hours on end. Or you see Geshe Tashi taking photographs of Philip eating. Yeah. Or you climb up, you go this 5-hour climb up to Phoping.
It was the first time.
Yeah, the first time we got up there, and then...
Well, first time Westerners.
Westerners,
yeah.
There's been Nepalis up there before us. But what I'm saying is you just have an amazing time, yeah? So let's hear from people that have been there. Who wants to volunteer having 2 words about what it meant for them? Honestly, if you could share your expectations going, oh, I thought it was going to be like that, and really it was like that. Include the disappointments because they're good. Yeah. Jacqueline, you want to go? It was only because you were looking nervous and you didn't want to go. She's like, I don't want to go.
No, I want to go. I went 2 years ago, and it changed my life, definitely. I went over there thinking I was going to help people learn English. We were going to teach hygiene and yoga, and I felt really good about going to help people. But when I got there, I realized they were helping me. They were so happy and living in conditions that most people would be in tears over here. It was a lot of fun, and I think I was there for 3 weeks. I recommend going for a month. You might just want to stay there once you get there. It's really beautiful. So many sacred places that have been around forever. And it was really fun to work with all the kids and connect with everyone on the trip. You create beautiful bonds with each other. And I highly recommend it. It's really fun to even just help fundraise if you can't make it. Just being a part of this process is really fulfilling. 108 Lives has definitely been a source of tremendous joy in my life. So, if anyone has a question, does decide to go and wants to know what kind of things to take with you so you don't get sick.
It's
Let me go.
We had a girl that took a whole suitcase of spare food, dry food just in case, right? And then the other suitcase was just gloves and things so she didn't have to touch dirt. Spare sheets, right? It was, and that was her expectation, and the first homeless kid that touched her was, snotty, running up to her going, hi, and she went, and she screamed, right? She's like, ah, it touched me, right? 2 weeks later, this girl on the way to the airport sees a homeless person that she knew on the street on the way to the airport, stops the cab, gets out, no gloves, no hygiene, and just gives this girl, this homeless girl, this biggest hug, start crying, say goodbye. Yeah, it completely changed that person in a beautiful way. Yeah, and she left all all the wipes and food behind for the kids. Someone else? Do you want to share something that I like hearing it. Hey.
I have nothing profound to say.
Yes, you
about
do.
it all, but I was there on the first trip, and I suppose I've been absorbed in my own life, and my own causelessly. And I didn't realize that I didn't realize that the temple had been damaged before the expensive.
It was the only thing sort of standing. It is at 45 degrees. Every other home, rubble. 7 people died. Yeah.
I spent I think 24 hours on the floor of that temple. So I also went. I also went, and I found it to be very. It is difficult. I mean, even for people who are traveling, I'm sure if everyone was very travel, it's circumstances are difficult. It's a beautiful country. The Himalayas are striking. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I mean, you grew up probably looking at the Himalayas, but you see it. Oh.
It's the first time, right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
That was
Sorry.
the one that was like
You make a beard, that's why I couldn't recognize you. Yeah.
So like, gorgeous country, beautiful people, totally worth going. Like, just pulls you out of yourself. I don't know.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, you were sick, right? Lots of people were sick, right? Going up there, like
that time, yeah.
Rachel, were you
I
sick at
wasn't
all?
anti-socializing. Not that I didn't want to socialize. I really did. The village was beautiful and everybody was wonderful. I just needed to lie on the floor for it.
Yeah.
Altitude sickness?
No, just
No.
bird
I want to
sickness.
say something about getting sick.
Yeah.
You hear about people getting sick, and it like you go over there and you're like so paranoid. You're like, I can't eat that. I can't touch that. I'm gonna get sick. And then you get sick, and you're out for like a day, and you're like that was hell, but it's over, and then you're not paranoid after that. And
It's like
no
a
big
rocket.
deal. It was like being sick here. You just kind of like maybe crap your pants. No.
Yeah, try not to cough when you're sick.
No, I mean, I didn't even, I was sick, like, I was just, like, ill in bed, like, I didn't even go to the bathroom. I didn't throw up or anything, but I was just, like, out, like, I felt, like, ill. But you just get over it. I don't know, it was, I think the paranoia is worse than actually being sick over
Yeah.
there. But you don't have, not everyone gets sick.
No, some people that endure it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of the basic difference between us and them is like we're so caught up in our own shit in our heads, really. And when you're there and you're surrounded by people that are actually the living embodiment of Dharma, of compassion and kindness and resiliency, it's incredibly beautiful to witness. Every person that you meet and you touch and you have conversations with, and that you go and they have nothing, and they feed you, and the food is amazing. You know,
The
and
food is so good.
it's so unbelievably good. And sure, it's hot as hell, but I like it that way. You know, but
I didn't eat the hot food.
you didn't. And they just open their homes and their hearts, and your heart will open. And if it's not already open, it will open more and more and more and more. And you come home and you look around and you're like, whoa, we are so blind.
No, it's interesting. I agree. That's something I also observed in Nepal, sort of the openness of people. It's something you don't get much here. There's sort of this awkwardness in Western culture, I think, in New York. I can't just go, even my best of friends, I can't just pop up to their house. I have to say 3 weeks in advance.
And they won't stop whatever they're doing and make you momos just because you walked in the door.
But
Yeah.
people there will do it. You'll take us into your home, you'll take us into your village where no Westerner has ever been.
Yeah.
Germs, never mind germs. You're the one that should be scared of germs. not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and that's just remarkable. It's just,
No, thank you. Peter.
So I went to Nepal twice. I went, I guess, the first year in 2012, and then I went again in 2013. And we put a lot of, or I put a lot of work with the people planning the trip at a time in planning weekly meetings, and there was a lot of build up to going there, and I think that made it a really powerful experience. It's a very heady group. It's very Dharma focused. So sometimes we would have 2-hour planning meetings, and at the end, like, what did we agree on? We're gonna have good intentions. What do we, you know? So it took a lot.
Yeah.
to just sort of get grounded and get focused and try and figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to actually accomplish anything. But when we were there, because we put so much momentum into it, there really was a sense of lightness. Something sort of flipped over. We were actually there, we're on the ground, and conditions are really rough. It's compared to here, there's a lot of air pollution, there's a lot of
They burn garbage
There's a
because
lot
they
of
don't have
garbage
fuel.
there's a lot of garbage on the street, and for me that's really difficult.
It doesn't get collected.
As beautiful as all these pictures are, the garbage is cropped out. Zoom out, and there's too much on the floor. And to me,
So
that
is it in the photos of
yeah, I know, but to me that really hurt. It was
Yeah.
hard to be there. It was hard.
Yeah.
It takes away from the natural beauty to see that people don't take care of it in that way. So that was really difficult. And so the conditions are really rough. It's hard being there. There's an aspect to the physical part of being there. Some people got sick. I didn't get too sick, but at the same time, like I said, there was a sense of lightness for us. We were walking around really with a lot of joy. On the first trip there, we were dancing like almost every day. We would go into some orphanage and they put on music, and there's like impromptu dance parties.
Everyone
and stuff.
dance parties.
So it is a bit of a contradiction, the very heaviness of the conditions and the lightness.
But if I can, I mean, so I was there before the earthquake and then post-earthquake. And even post-earthquake, when there's fuel shortages, there's no gas, people are waiting online for 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days just to get gas to cook with, for their automobiles, for their motorcycles. Not and miles long.
Yes.
Not one fight did we see. If that was New York City, people
That's
would have
true.
lost
That's true.
their minds, you know. And so it was incredibly more difficult and heavy because of the earthquake and because of the destruction. But the people were still the people themselves were still light.
Yeah.
Burdened, yes, of course, but still light.
Yeah. It's true. Someone else want to share? Hi, Bert.
So I was part of the core group.
It was her fault we actually started the whole thing.
And it took me 5 years to get to Nepal. And I think I needed that prep time actually,
Okay.
so that I could go through all the emotions of being afraid and not wanting to go. And then when I had a chance to go, it fell apart. I even had a ticket and something came up and I wasn't able to go because I had accumulated so much good karma. I had all these choices. But when I finally got there, they treated us like kings and queens. We stayed in, I felt like we were staying in a 5-star hotel. And we were in a new type of guest house.
Yeah.
And it just catered to us. And no matter what problems you knew people had, they never talked to you about their problems. I think that was one thing that I really noticed. They always wanted to know about us, and they never wanted to elaborate that, yes, we just had an earthquake, but they thought that their focus was on us, and I felt so taken care of while I was there. Especially when we went to your family's house, and your whole family made us 10 courses of momos. That was so amazing.
I think 2014, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, this last
This last
trip.
one,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah, they made us
In
momos.
2015, they went visit my village and my own house, but I couldn't go. Unfortunately, I couldn't go. But I'm always
Pictures are all
thinking
over the walls.
I was there.
Yeah. Hi, Missy.
Oh, Missy is right there.
Hello. I went in 2012,
Yeah.
and like Peter said, it was so much preparation. We're going to do this, we're going to help them, and then when you get there, nothing happens like you planned. And so it's much different for me when I went in 2014. You just surrender to whatever Nepal is bringing you, and I was grateful to have an opportunity to give so much. And I woke up at 5 every morning just wondering who I was going to help that day, and go to bed at 9, and felt good to rejoice in all the opportunity that you have. Like, to give up 2 weeks or 1 month of your life and just give, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, we all give here in our daily lives, but it's really special. And I also want to say that there's a beautiful documentary by Javier, who I don't think is here. It's called The Perfection of Giving. And he documented in 2012, our experience of how we were affected from our trip there and giving, the perfection of giving. And also, Rachel, I don't know what you said about the raffle. And I kind of relate, yeah. Okay.
I haven't said anything.
So we have raffle tickets to win a trip to Nepal for your airfare from anywhere in the United States, and then 2 weeks in a guest house. And so everybody can have an opportunity without buying a ticket to help us with that. We have until June 22nd to sell these tickets.
21st. Yeah.
And is the block party still?
Yep. Yeah. So the block party is at Little Skips. There'll be info coming up on the weekend. An event online. Little Skips is in Bushwick. It's also the day after the summer solstice, and it's also the day where the New York Festival of Music for New York. What's it called? Make Music New York is happening. So we've partnered with that. We're having a big block party, Make Music New York in Bushwick. We have a lineup of crazy bands out on the street, and there'll be some food, some veg barbecue, hot dog things, and there's bar and cafe and sandwiches that go all the way into the night that day for people to buy tickets if they want to donate or just hang out and play music. And there'll be information up on 108lives.org and 3jules.org after this weekend. We're just finalizing the hours that we're supposed to make noise, and we've got to get a couple more permits.
It's a Tuesday, June 21st. We start at noon.
Yeah, it starts at lunchtime and finishes at night. So if you can make it, that would be amazing. And that'll be the moment we'll draw the ticket of the winner and say thanks to Monk, who have sponsored the ticket, who can come to Nepal. And every year that a person has won it, they've stayed longer than we've allotted. They wanted to stay. So how long did Peter stay?
6 months.
6 months or
So
something.
he
He changed his return ticket and then he just went traveling.
Yeah.
He went bush,
And Joram stayed another
Joram,
3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, Missy.
Okay, so there is we're starting a campaign which is going to launch in a couple of days, and everybody in this room can have a free raffle ticket to Nepal if you join this campaign. It's an online campaign. You have to share our post promoting the sale of our tickets, social media, on Instagram or Facebook. If you share a certain amount of time during a 2-week span, you will be given a free raffle ticket for yourself. And if you can't go, that's okay, give it to someone else. The tickets are $20, and that goes far. That's many rupees.
That's many rupees. Yeah.
So please keep an eye out on the 3 Jules Facebook and the 108 Lives Facebook page for your opportunity to share our post. We're hoping to sell more tickets, so if you have a lot of friends and they see you, they'll buy it. So you don't have to buy it, you'll get a free.
Thank you. Someone else want to say something?
I want to say something.
Yeah.
Just something that hasn't been mentioned, I don't think, is why this organization. I mean, there's a lot of people helping Nepal, and there's a lot of countries that need help. So why this specific one? And I think there's many answers to that question, but the first thing that comes to my mind is Hector. And really, and the other people that come, because for me, as someone who is new to Buddhism and who is new to Nepal, I was watching everybody to see how to be a good person. And it was a fundamental learning experience for me. So if you're starting a practice, or if you want to deepen your practice, and you really want to put your mind in a situation where you are completely absorbing every experience that you have, then this is a good opportunity for you. Like in New York, yes, you should always be practicing, but walking down the street, it's like, oh, I always do this, I get this here, this is how much this costs, this is the person I see, this is the person I avoid. Like, you don't have that somewhere that you've ever been.
especially traveling with people like Hector, my teacher, and like the other people that generally go Jinnah. I don't know if you're going. Are you going?
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
yeah.
the only one with a
Jinnah.
ticket.
But watching the people that gravitate towards this organization and watching how they interact and how they give taught me how to give in the correct way. So I just want to offer that as a really good reason.
Thank you. No, and the beautiful, that is really the core of why go and do this trip. Because I ask everybody that has been there to just bring to mind for a second a beautiful experience in Nepal or your time in Nepal. And it's such a strong impression that it's easy to come up, right? Compared to doing something down the street or something in New York. And it was designed that way to pitch you out of your comfort zone. So every impression you have in that land is deeply rooted in your consciousness. And karma is the movement of the mind. So when you recall that movement of your mind, the impressions you had day in, day out in Nepal, and you begin to associate it with the intention, all that intending, which is 90% of a karma, and the intention was benevolent and beautiful and deeply about learning and transforming and giving and caring, then every time you recall that, your karma is growing and it's coming to mind and it's coloring who you are. And so when I see all the people that have traveled, and I know the excitement and the trouble and the things, the karmas are big in relation to this trip. And this is just a microcosm of what we should be doing in daily practice. Somehow, it's much more impactful when you get yourself out of your comfort zone and get thrown into an uncertain situation, because your mind is really wide open for those impressions. So if you're practicing something like karma and emptiness, and then bodhicitta, right, which begins with giving, then this is really a most wonderful thing to do. And it's only wonderful because you try, going to the Himalayas for its own side is, okay, it's nice. But going with a special mindset is really transformative. And I've seen it in people. People have come back and their lives are really different. Like, you just spent how many years after coming back and you took on this power job and you created all this stuff, and I'm like, geez, that wasn't there before, and Birdie and Missy and everybody that has gone through this transformation. Some people are even having babies, Not Stephen. Stephen's not having a baby.
Can I echo that? I think you said that really beautifully. Thank you, Rachel. And I think Hector's a great teacher up there, but out in the world, he's an awesome teacher. And for all the people that we partner with, or the organizations that you've chosen to work with, are like really solid, really beautiful people, and you're just a constant model of how to be. So you're in good hands if you travel.
Thank you. And it's only because he knew to us, somebody that had taken a vow that I couldn't say no. When he said, he knew I took a vow to say, if someone asks you something, you have to say yes. So he's like, Hector, can you help my village? I'm like, damn. Okay, so that's, is there any questions about 108 Lives, the trip? I'll give you a quick summary. We're having a big party June 21st to draw the raffle. Between now and then, there's a ton of things you can do if you're interested, want to sniff around or want to jump in. Yeah? Talk to any of the people that have spoken here. Connect through 108lives.org, send a message or whatever. Buy a raffle ticket. If you want a quilt, get a quilt. Every single cent that we raise, none of it goes to administration. We all pay our own way. We all pay the administration costs. Every cent gets transferred into giving mostly kids education or the opportunity to get educated. At the moment, it's rebuild those schools quickly, those school buildings quickly, because then hundreds of kids year after year will go through those buildings and they will learn stuff, name, numbers and words and concepts that will help their lives.
Yeah, there was a young woman in Beijing. She was a teenager though, and we used to complain when we were kids about going to school, right? She literally walked 2 hours to the next village to go to school.
Yeah.
And 2 hours back, and I asked her, what do you want to become? And she wanted to become a businesswoman.
When I was in my village that time, I did like that 2 hours downtown and 2 hours uptown.
Uptown.
It's Brooklyn, Manhattan, downtown, uptown in my village. Yeah. So also, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, when after earthquake, Hector asked me, then what we do, what should I do? What can I do help in your village? Then I told, if you can please help with or rebuild a school. School is very important. It's a Gopa is important, but more than important for school. That's why I request him. Now it's a help. Now it's going to construction, right?
Construction,
Yeah,
yeah.
construction right now. So that's all of his kindness. Then also you guys kindness.
It's everyone, yeah.
So I would like to thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any questions before? Hi.
For this trip, what will the focus be? Will people be like physically building things?
Good question.
or-
This trip, the focus is we like that the hard work gets done before we get there, not only because we're lazy, but also because if we don't have to do all that hard work ourselves, we can spend time connecting with kids doing educational things. Like last year we did the play shops, which works on removing the disorder part of post-traumatic stress disorder, and we're going to have a conversation about these things called play shops. You did very well, and you did very well, and it's about connecting physically with kids that have had traumatic experiences and moving that energy through your body to prevent that becoming a stagnant disorder because you're holding on to the stress of someone dying or etc. So we will do more play shops, we'll do more of that, we'll get trained and we'll do more of that. We will hopefully have had the schools completed, meaning the physical building, and then we get to paint with the kids, put up whiteboards, put up libraries, and do all the turning the school on. So the hard building hopefully will be done by the time we get there, thanks to Good Earth Nepal and anybody that's volunteering with them. They've got a bunch of volunteers and people that wanted to go to Nepal before we go in October have already gone and are helping Good Earth Nepal build those buildings. So the focus in 2016, this October, is really spending time interacting with the kids again and activating the school mainly. In Kathmandu, we will do the same as we usually do with places like Sano Sanso, which is an orphanage, 50 kids. We'll do educational things with them, we'll go on excursions with them, and we're sort of the rich uncles of Sano Sansar. We go there and we do, with just a few $1,000, things that they will never ever do because they don't have enough money to do extracurricular things. They've got enough money to fix the beds when it's time, send everybody to school when it's time, buy new books when it's time. They're always surviving. And when we turn up, we talk to the people that run those orphanages, and they are very grateful for us to have an excursion with them. We put them all on a bus, we take them to a place that they've never been to, go for a swim. I mean, Nepal is landlocked, so there's not too much water, right? And then we play. And in the playing, for me, it's actually the core thing that happens to these kids' consciousness. They see a kick-ass person like that, a successful person like that, a crazy, funny person like that, a caring person like that, and then they frame in their mind they frame in their mind that possibility, that chi, for what it is possible for them to become. Yeah, rather than I'm stuck to be this kid in Nepal. All of a sudden, especially for girls, especially for women, when girls see self-sufficient traveling women on their own without the husband and without listening to Hector, challenging Hector, how can you talk to a man like that, right? They get ideas which are really good ideas for young women to have in Nepal, which is you can be an independent person, you can get educated, you can do more than get married at 12 and have 10 kids. Yeah. So the role modeling that occurs is understated in this environment, but just going there and being yourselves is 100 times better than just being stuck in an old way of thinking I could be this kind of kid or this kind of person. And that's really the giving side. Yep.
What is if we don't win the raffle, what is the traditional ticket cost? What is the 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
Yeah, so the ticket
Tickets.
round trip is between 800 and 1,200 bucks, depending on when you buy and when you go. Around the time we're going is about 900 bucks at the moment, round trip, which is nothing. Yeah, and then accommodation goes around about 10 bucks a night, roughly. Could be a little bit more, a little bit less. Yeah, if you share, etc., which is nothing. And then food can be 10 to 15 bucks a night, depending on how fat you are. Yeah.
Not per night.
Per
Like,
day.
Per day. Yeah.
Yeah, per day. So I would say
Like
20 to
you
25.
you could get away with eating like 50 cents for dal bhat
Yeah.
for every meal if you wanted to, or you could get like a $5
Dal bhat.
Nepali set, which is like this
Yeah.
extravagant.
Yeah.
Like,
I did 2 months in less than $3,000, and that's including the airfare.
It's extremely affordable. Yeah. But if you don't win the ticket, if you do win the ticket, then we put you up for 2 weeks, and the work is not like every day you're working. Usually, what happens? I'll give you a typical day. We wake up, whatever the hell time you want. We have a breakfast meeting, whether you did meditation or did yoga or not. We usually hang around and meet at breakfast, where we discuss what the hell are you doing today. So then we find out that day, oh, Nepal just made up a new school holiday, so the kids are not in school. So today we're going to change our plans and we're going to do this. Really, that's what happens, yeah? And so day in, day out, we plan the next 2 or 3 days and then are flexible. And usually we spend 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hours on our own project. So this time I've already got 15 people coming for sure. We might have up to 25. We break up into groups of 5 or groups of 4, and then you go to this orphanage and you have a little project over 3 days, which might be learn to dance or learn to paint, or we'll organize a party and
Learn to drinking.
learn to drinking. Yeah. Like that. And then someone goes to another orphanage or another school and we'll do a project like we'll teach everybody hygiene, or we'll teach everybody a few English words, or whatever the thing is. So people will have projects which are only decided upon your skill set. So if you're a guitar player, there's a ton of kids that want to learn guitar, want to play guitar, and want to jam. Your job is to create a little concert with them so the other kids get entertained. So you spend 3, 4, 5 days with them, and then at the end of that time you put on your show. And that's how you work with those kids. You build a relationship and the rest. If you're teaching yoga, you do that. So every day is like that. We usually come together for breakfast, figure out who's going what. We're all excited about giving our own thing, which is the best of you in relation to what the kids want, and we do that. And then we usually come together in the evening and eat together and hang out and discuss what your day was like and what we're going to do tomorrow. And it turns like that every day. So it's not something, initially when we did this, we thought all that planning, we thought, right, we're going there on Thursday, and on Friday morning we're going to get up and we'll do this. And if you've been to Nepal, that's failure immediately, right? Because seriously, we get there and they're like, oh, we forgot there's these public holidays. The kids got asked not to go to school today. So all of a sudden your plans are different, right? And I like that. It really throws you. And that's the point for going there. So whatever your strong suit is, like Nick, you're like an entertainer, you're a fun person, right? And you use those skills for those kids. And how was your reaction? How was your experience with them?
It was terrible.
Terrible. I knew that was going to happen.
The worst time I've ever had. I literally just before this came from jail, kids jail in Brownsville, East New York, and the way the jail functions is pretty much how, in terms of time and organization, it's pretty much how Nepal functions, except the complete opposite mentality. They're like, kids show up to my room to make music in jail, and they're like, hey Nick, what's up, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And kids, when you walk up to Sana Sansar or to Redpot, like, Nick, 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 like, baji, 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 with these grandpas. Baji, 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 like, Nick, 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 why so fat, why late, like that, and just like all the time, just love, it's like you're just getting drugs of pure heart all the time. And it's really unique, like, it's really special. I've never experienced human beings giving that way. It's like they all said, it's a total trick. You're not you're really just getting. I mean, everything you give, you just get back 100 right away. It's the most special place I've ever been, and when I got there, like Geshe Tashi's family was just like knocking down my door, like, "Where are you? When are you coming over?" Like his sister took me. We went everything. It's just I can't really describe. But I will teach you a song real quick so you know how to sing this song when you go to Nepal.
Yeah.
And I'll say the words wrong, so sorry. Famous Barack Obama monk. Because if you ever meet a Nepali person, do we have any Nepali people here besides Geshe? Yeah, just it's called Resham Fridi. I even teach this at Carnegie Hall, like it's like my favorite song. So this embodies like the spirit for me of Nepal. So, Resham Fridi.
Resham Fridi.
Try again. Resham Fridi.
Resham Fridi.
Resham Fridi.
Resham Fridi.
Resham Fridi. Resham Fridi.
Resham Fridi. Resham Fridi.
Udeda Jonki. So it's Udeda Jonki.
Udeda Jonki
Udeda
means
Jonki.
can I go is flying? Yeah.
Yeah. So will you translate the rest to Resham Fridi?
Resam tiriri.
Resham Fridi.
No firiri, tiriri. Imagine.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Fridi.
Tiriri, yeah.
Tiriri.
T-E-R-E-R-E,
Oh.
tiriri. You
Tiriri.
said firiri, not firiri.
Fridi.
Yeah. Well, we can't go the free foot to the ball. You have to buy ticket.
So Udeda Jonki, and then the next part's Dane Ma Bonch.
Dharma Bason mean
Awesome. The
is,
Tibetans in the strip.
you have to stay in mountain, hill of the mountain. Yeah.
Top of the mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
top of
Yeah.
the mountain. Yeah.
The whole thing is Resam Fridi.
Tiriri. Yeah.
Different people tell me differently, but I'm gonna listen to the monk.
Yeah.
Resam Tiriri.
Yeah.
Resam Tiriri.
Yeah, this song I knew it since 1989.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a professional.
Yeah. Chanting master, they sing in monastery.
Yeah.
Okay, Udeda Jonki, Danema Husu.
Dharma.
Dharma?
Dharma, yeah.
Danema
The top of the hill.
On top of the Danema Husum.
Basum.
Husum.
Yeah.
Husum is like sit down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Gisela, you might sing the whole thing for us and we repeat you.
Okay.
Your turn.
Don't
Yeah.
take a picture.
I will not take a picture.
Then all the people go, oh, Gishita is going to song.
No picture.
Yeah, please follow me, okay? Resam tiriri.
Resam tiriri.
Resam tiriri.
Resam tiriri.
Udera jaunki.
Udera jaunki.
Dharma basam.
Dharma basam.
Resam tiriri.
Resam tiriri.
Can we do the whole thing all the way through one time?
Yeah. You're holding it
Yeah, all
together?
together.
Please.
Okay. Right?
Resam tiriri.
Resam tiriri. Udera jaunki. Dharma basam. Resam tiriri. Yay! Thank you! We'll send this to the kids over there. Okay, we'll send this to the kids in Kathmandu. If you would like know more, just ask any of the people. We're going to have a 5-minute break, so feel free to get a drink, etc. And then we're actually going to start class, which is for 1 hour. We're going to debate logic and summarize what we've learned so far. Yeah, and Geshe-la's going to stay, right?
Yeah.
And also, for those of you who don't know yet, next Thursday and the Thursday after, Geshe-la is going to teach you debating because he knows it better than me, and I'm going away. Yeah? So he's going to practice with you debating while I'm not here. So
Yay.
take a 5-minute break. We'll come back at 8